Let's check in right away with meteorologist Tiffany Savona to see what else we can expect. Hey, Tiffany.
Good morning, Jessica. And we can expect the rain because the rain has pushed in from west to east overnight. So a lot of you will need the rain gear as you're heading out to work or getting the kids off to the school bus. And you'll also need some extra time as you head out on the roads because it is wet. We're not talking about any heavy rain, but we do have wet roads out there, and the rain continues for the Tri-Cities, Hermiston over toward the Yakima Valley and up into the Kittitas Valley as well. We also have some fog to contend with. We have that dense fog advisory in effect until 10 o'clock this morning for visibility below 1/4 of a mile at times. Now, visibility has actually been improving as the rain has been pushing in. So Yakima now up to 4 miles, Prosser 2, Tri-Cities 7, Hermiston has actually come up to 1 mile, and Walla Walla we're doing just fine. Pendleton, that's where visibility is down below 1/4 of a mile. So most of us in good shape. However, be alert for some rapidly changing visibility depending on where you are this morning. Temperatures in the mid and upper 30s, everyone above freezing. We don't have to worry about any frozen precipitation today. So Yakima, that's where the best chance for rain will be. It'll likely continue all afternoon, highs in the middle 40s. Showers likely this morning in the Tri-Cities into the afternoon. We may get a break in the action for the evening commute. And in Walla Walla, the rain hasn't pushed in just yet. Better chances during the afternoon hours with highs around 50 degrees. We'll let you know when the rain moves out and when we'll start to see temperatures rise close to average. That's all coming up in a bit. Jessica, back to you.
Thank you, Tiffany. In legislation news, a bill that would turn animal cruelty into a Class C felony has made it past the House and onto the Senate. The bill defines animal cruelty in 3 different ways. Firstly, if the person intentionally inflicts substantial pain, physical injury, kills an animal with undue suffering, or shows extreme indifference to life. Secondly, if somebody starves, dehydrates, or suffocates an animal or exposes the animal to an environment that results in substantial and unjustifiable physical pain or death. Thirdly, a person is knowingly and willfully involved with pornography featuring animals. Also, all of these instances also apply to someone who forces a minor to do any of these acts. If this bill passes, it would make animal cruelty in the first degree a Class C felony, with maximum penalties of up to 5 years in prison and or a fine of $10,000. Animal neglect is a serious concern at this time of the year, and in some cases can get so bad it's considered abuse. Apple Valley News Now's Monique Ledesma went out to the Tri-Cities Animal Shelter in Pasco to get more details.
Ben Zigan is an animal service manager for the city of Pasco with the Tri-Cities Animal Shelter and Control. He says they get quite a few abuse cases in the winter months. In many cases, that's because owners aren't making sure their pets have what they need to be comfortable.
Well, they need to make sure that they actually have adequate shelter and housing. It's got to protect them from the elements. They got to be able to stand up, sit down, turn around, lay down comfortably, maintain their body temperature, make sure that their water bowl is not frozen, that they have fresh water on hand. And then I always recommend straw over any kind of bedding because it repels the water and it keeps them warmer.
Zigan says these are the things to look out for to notice if a pet is being abused.
Look at the condition of the dog, the hair, does it look healthy, does it look like it might have mange or something going on due to lack of nutrition, will cause its hair to fall out as well. Basically the size of the dog, if it's a little underweight, thin, would be cause of concern.
When it comes to types of animal abuse, this is the type Zigan sees the most in cases.
Maybe more negligence, something that somebody probably should have known better, but didn't, due to neglect, and the animal was being abused by that. Not so much intentional abuse. We don't see that as regular.
Zigan says that when it comes to animal abuse, it's one of their priority calls and will get someone out there as soon as possible. Reporting in Pasco, Monique Ledesma, Apple Valley News Now.
Thank you, Monique. And Eastern Washington Representative Kathy McMorris Rogers is trying to protect the Snake River dams. In a hearing on Capitol Hill yesterday, she grilled stakeholders on what she calls a secret backroom deal by the Biden administration that affects the future of the Columbia River Basin. The administration says they want a partnership with tribes and states to restore the wild salmon population while increasing the species' resilience and providing energy stability in the Columbia River Basin. The proposed plan does not call for the breaching of dams, but allows for the funding of studies into replacements for the services provided by the dams in case breaching them is considered. McMorris Rogers questioned the White House Council on Environmental Quality, saying it acted inappropriately in its report.
The EQ cut a secret backroom deal to please radical environmentalists who are profiting from a campaign to tear out our dams.
McMorris Rogers says she doesn't believe the dams are the problem impacting wild salmon in the region and that breaching them is not the solution. Not everybody on the congressional panel agreed with the Congresswoman's idea of a backroom deal. A representative from New Jersey calls the claim laughable. Cannabis is legal to have and use in Washington. State lawmakers are now considering a proposal that would loosen the restrictions on growing your own plants at home. House Bill 2194 would allow Washington residents aged 21 and older to have up to 4 cannabis plants and any products harvested from them. The total goes up to 10 plants per household if you have roommates. It would still be a felony if an individual has more than 11 plants. The House Regulated Substances and Gaming Committee voted this week to advance the proposal. Governor Inslee signed an executive order yesterday to develop guidelines on the use of generative artificial intelligence in state government offices in order to ensure ethical transparency. Washington Tech, the agency currently operating Washington's Technology and Information Security Services, will submit a report calling out potential generative AI initiatives. Inslee says, quote, "It's our duty to the public to be thorough and thoughtful in how we adopt these powerful new tools. As generative AI becomes more prominent, privacy and security concerns are on the rise, and more government entities, both national and local, are putting guidelines in place." And do you like skiing? If so, you'll want to enter to win this great prize package of 2 nights and 4 lift tickets to Schweitzer Mountain. Just visit applevalleyNewsNow.com and click on contests, and soon you could be on the slopes of one of the Pacific Northwest's greatest ski resorts. And we'll choose a winner at random after February 15th, so get your entry in today. Straight ahead on Good Morning Northwest, sexually transmitted diseases are on the rise all over the country, and our region is no exception. We hear from local health experts on what the numbers mean locally. Taking a look at the sky cam now, it's lightening up a teensy little bit. It's looking like it's 35 degrees right now, and meteorologist Tiffany Savona will have more. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after this.
Want to test drive U.S. Cellular's network free for 30 days?
Here we go.
Hey, I wonder if U.S. Cellular lets me stream in my rec room. Yep, it's working.
Test drive U.S. Cellular's award-winning network free for 30 days.
We can. We will. We must.
Mattress Depot USA is saying,
Yes, we can.
yes to Sealy Posturepedic.
Yes to Tempur-Pedic.
Yes to interest-free financing.
We're celebrating President's Day all month long with Star-Spangled Savings.
Yes, we can.
But hurry, these presidential prices won't last long.
Low prices every day. Mattress Depot USA.
Meet David Silva of Athena, Oregon.
You're doing something the others aren't doing.
He's an Apple Valley News Now viewer.
The folks, the faces that you have, they're friendly, they're easy to listen to.
And a Stacey Lee fan.
Stacey Lee covers the whole basin. It's nice to turn on the TV.
Good Friday evening to you.
And know that we're going to hear the weather at Walla Walla and Pendleton.
From the Blues to the Cascades. First Alert Weather with Stacey Lee.
She's there for all of us.
On your side.
It's the Stay and Ski giveaway as Apple Valley News Now and Schweitzer Mountain Resorts give away 2 nights and 4 lift tickets to Schweitzer. Check the contest page at Apple Valley News Now for your chance to win. Stay and Ski from Schweitzer Mountain Resort and Apple Valley News Now.
What's your emergency?
I'm on a cruise ship. There was an explosion.
I have your location.
I could point to you to do things.
If you point at me with that pipe, I'm going to point at you with a machete.
Next live, Ariana DeVos and Cole Sprouse.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
Today, we seize the day, because at US Cellular, you can get an epic Samsung Galaxy S24 with Galaxy AI.
Even me?
Look under your chair. That's right.
Get the Samsung Galaxy S24 on us, US Cellular.
Operation Best Friend on Good Morning Northwest, sponsored by Windermere Group 1.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. In your health news now, the United States is dealing with an epidemic of sexually transmitted diseases. The Centers for Disease Control and Prevention says more than 2.5 million cases of chlamydia, gonorrhea, and syphilis were reported in the U.S. in 2022. While cases of gonorrhea dropped compared with a year earlier, the number of syphilis cases increased 17% to its highest level in decades. The agency says it's looking for more innovative solutions to tackle the problem and come up with better prevention strategies. Public health experts want to target areas where cases are more prevalent. The CDC says the highest rate of syphilis is among American Indian and Alaska Native people, with about 67 cases for every 100,000 people. With syphilis cases on the rise, we wanted to see how things looked like in our region. We spoke with representatives from the Benton Franklin County Health Department in Kennewick to see if cases have increased here as well. And they have. According to the health department, they've been rising in eastern Washington since around 2019. But the most concerning demographic is pregnant women.
Specifically for our pregnant population or our pregnant capable population, early testing and intervention is really, really important. Congenital rates are among some of the ones that we have seen increases. So getting tested for all STIs, but especially syphilis in the first prenatal visit, the third trimester, and then immediately following birth is very important to make sure that your infant's healthy.
The county says they also offer low-income services to those who need it. Oregon is also dealing with the syphilis problem. In 2022, the rate of syphilis there was the highest in recent history, with almost 2,500 cases. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, as the parking enforcement moratorium continues in downtown Yakima, a recent public study session shed some light on the root of the public's concerns. And it's brightening up just a tiny bit, 35 degrees outside. Meteorologist Tiffany Savona will have more in your first alert full forecast, and we'll be right back.
Injured by a big truck? My winning experience in trucking cases makes me a good choice to help you. I've been there and done that many times. Call me, Attorney Mariano Morales, the Heavy Hitter.
The Heavy Hitter is one for you. Call 853-2222.
Everybody has a beginning story.
I couldn't do this without my sister.
This is why we do this show. You make dreams come true.
Home is where the dream starts.
Anything is possible when you have the courage to chase your dreams.
American Idol is where the dream takes off.
It's gonna make people stop and watch.
I did the biggest thing I thought I could do and auditioned for American Idol. Let's go big.
Welcome back to the house that Ava built. Y'all ain't missed nothing. Come on, y'all. Come on. I ate that. I consumed it.
Oh my God.
Everybody move.
Sexily?
Shocking.
Yeah.
I've got to go save the school.
Well, at this point, you're probably asking yourself, how did you get elected to the state senate?
Yes. You guys missed a lot.
Abbott.
This back. That's right.
I'm back, y'all.
Yes.
Yes. Welcome back.
To reduce your risk of cervical cancer, ask your doctor about the HPV vaccine and have regular Pap tests. There's more information on how to avoid cervical cancer at applevalleynewsnow.com.
Becky Morris at Prosser Memorial Health's Grandview Clinic. Visit prosserhealth.org.
Injured by a big truck? My winning experience in trucking cases makes me a good choice to help you. I've been there and done that many times. Call me, Attorney Mariano Morales, the Heavy Hitter.
The Heavy Hitter is one for you. Call 853-2222.
Does your phone have the Apple Valley News Now app? With top local stories, first alert weather, and an easy way to enter our contests. Make Apple Valley News Now your go-to information app. Search and download on the App Store or Google Play.
Before you head for the slopes, catch the Apple Valley News Now Northwest Ski Report. It's on air during weather, online at applevalleyNewsNow.com or on our mobile app. The Northwest Ski Report from Apple Valley News Now, sponsored by Schweitzer Mountain Resort in Sandpoint, Idaho. The best way to end your day.
That is good TV.
Friends, tonight at 11:05.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Tiffany Savona.
Good morning and welcome back. It is a wet start for many of us across the Mid-Columbia. The rain has moved into the Tri-Cities, so Pasco, Kennewick, Richland, roads are wet if you're just about to head out for your morning drive. We also have wet roads back toward Hanford, Hermiston, Prosser, and Yakima up into Ellensburg. Looks like a little bit of light shower activity approaching Walla Walla, but we're still dry along the foothills of the Blues this morning. But that won't be the case for too much longer. So there's that steady rain really from the Tri-Cities back toward Benton City and up into Yakima and Cle Elum. Here in out of Pasco, this is our Giza camera. Sorry about that. 35 degrees. Our winds are very light. We have a little bit of patchy fog out there. The sun doesn't rise for another hour. 7:21 is the official sunrise here in the region. Visibilities have been reduced due to that fog. So we have visibility at about 1 now in Pendleton. That's actually an improvement because it's been below a quarter of a mile really all morning long. So once the rain pushes in, visibility should come up, and they have done that. 1 in Hermiston, 2 miles in Prosser, and 4 in Yakima. So it looks like that dense fog starting to dissipate a bit across the region. But with that, we have the rain pushing in. So still allow for some extra travel time, and you may want to slow it down on the roads a little bit as you head out on this Wednesday. Wind advisory in effect for the foothills of the Blues. That includes Dayton, Walla Walla, Pendleton, and points to the south of Hermiston. This is where winds will be sustained anywhere from 15 to 25 miles per hour. We could see gusts up to 50 miles per hour throughout the day. However, outside of this region, winds are going to be much lighter. Right now it's 33 in Walla Walla. It's a cold start. 39 in Dayton, 35 in the Tri-Cities, 36 in Prosser, and 38 degrees in Yakima. So we don't have to worry about any frozen or freezing precipitation this morning. All of this will fall in the form of rain. So scattered showers will continue on and off throughout the day. You can see the best chances for rain today, at least the steadier rain, will really be from the Tri-Cities and points off to the west. High temperatures will struggle once again, middle 40s for many of us. We may see more 50s east of the Tri-Cities where the rain chances are a bit lower today. Now, the rain will continue on and off tonight, but it's not going to be nearly as widespread. So not as much coverage overnight, but the showers will still be possible. Keep that in mind if you have Wednesday night plans. Temperatures fall into the upper 30s and lower 40s across the board. Tomorrow, keep the rain gear around because showers will be possible once again, scattered and light in nature, but the better chances tomorrow will be from the Tri-Cities and points off to the east, so including Pendleton and Walla Walla. I think we'll start to dry things out in Ellensburg and Yakima as the better chance for rain will be today compared to tomorrow. How much rain are we talking? Well, not a lot between today and tomorrow. Many areas, 1/10 to about 1/4 of an inch on average. If we do see some higher totals, it'll likely be across the Yakima Valley where totals could get as high as 1/2 inch. So here are the 7-day forecasts. For the Tri-Cities, better chance for showers today. Still a chance tomorrow, 50 degrees, then we're drier for the weekend before another system moves in early next week. Yakima, very good chance for rain today. Showers tapering off tomorrow, though, and then looking good right as we head into the weekend. Good timing there. Walla Walla, your better chance for rain will be tomorrow, and then we're still looking good for the weekend. Hermiston, 60% chance today. Showers taper tomorrow, and then Friday, Saturday, and Sunday, highs in the mid to upper 40s. Jessica, back to you.
Thank you, Tiffany. And continuing coverage now, there have been concerns over parking in downtown Yakima for years, and those concerns were shared with the new city council at a recent meeting. But Apple Valley News Now's Emily Goodell tells us that meeting clarified the issue isn't the number of parking spaces.
Our newsroom is located here in downtown Yakima, so I'm in this area every day, and I do see that there are almost always spots available to park. The problem is it might be a block or two away from your intended destination. The problem, according to business owners, is neither their customers nor their employees feel safe enough to walk even a block away to get to their car.
I'm now regularly dealing on a weekly and or at least monthly basis of someone being accosted as they're leaving the Capitol Theater.
And even if they do feel safe enough, risking getting a ticket for staying in a spot too long isn't worth it for some.
The $50 ticket. That is excessive and ridiculous.
And for businesses with services that can last longer than the 2-hour limit allows, like salons and massage parlors, that's a problem.
If a client of mine were to come in for a session and they come with a $50 ticket, which is absolutely ridiculous, I know I would reconsider if I wanted to go back to that massage place.
Business owners say customers and new businesses need more reasons to come downtown, not less.
If we manage the sense of safety downtown, people don't have the demand in the same degree that they have to see their parking spot.
Safety, a long-term issue, but business owners say getting rid of $50 tickets would be a start, something several council members say they're open to.
I want to get this right. Your guys' businesses and your livelihoods matter more to me than a parking lot and getting it paved.
The council voted at that meeting to extend the moratorium on downtown parking enforcement for another 60 days, while they work on identifying a more permanent solution. Reporting from the Yakima newsroom, Emily Goodell, Apple Valley News Now.
Montana, one of the exonerated five black teens who were wrongfully tried and convicted for rape in the 80s, will be in Yakima today. Sponsored by the Rotary Club of Yakima, CWU, and Solarity Credit Union, Santana will be sharing a story with student leaders from Eisenhower and Davis high schools and speaking about disparities in the U.S. criminal justice system. The public is invited to a community dinner at the Henry Beauchamp Community Center. That's tonight, or at the Central Washington University on Thursday night. And that's to hear Santana speak.
That this isn't about being bitter about what happened to us, but how do we use that experience to help build a better community and better support for people?
Santana will also be speaking at Yakima Rotary Club's meeting at the Yakima Convention Center at noon on Thursday. The talk is free, but lunch is $19 per person. When we return on Good Morning Northwest, Riley Fitzgerald joins us with this week's hopeful pup for Operation Best Friend. She'll introduce us to Beth, and that's coming up next.
In life's delicate moments, turn to the compassionate experts at Tri-Cities Chaplaincy. Whether it's hospice, palliative, or grief care for adults and children, we are here for you in Benton and Franklin counties. And the best part, our grief support comes at no cost to you. When life gets tough, we're here to guide you, ensuring you live your best life, even through the toughest moments. Visit us today at tccbestlife.org.
With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
You were nominated for Volunteers Count, and you won, and you've got yourself a $1,000 donation from STCU.
For a small organization like us, that is not an insignificant amount of money.
I'm more of a behind-the-scenes person, so when I do get the recognition for the stuff that I do, it's like very rewarding.
She was just the perfect person.
STCU Volunteers Count honors volunteers in our communities. Please tell us a story of someone you believe is making an impact.
Lean on me.
This is our city.
When you're not strong.
We're here to protect people. This crew attacked our people in their homes.
I need to see this through.
We have a new family of brothers and sisters. Remember that.
Somebody to lean.
she?
Politics.
What the Supreme Court says ain't got nothing to do with the law.
Goldfish.
Come on now, I draw the line on goldfish.
All in the Family, Sunday night at 8 on MeTV for Yakima and the Tri-Cities.
This newscast sponsored by Mariano Morales Law.
Welcome back, everyone. It's now time for Operation Best Friend, where we get the pleasure of introducing you to a pet that's up for adoption at a local shelter. Liz Howard joins us with the Benton Franklin Humane Society, and she brings little baby Beth. So can you tell me a little bit about Beth?
Yeah, so Beth has a really great story. She came to us as her mother was having a labor emergency, and our amazing Dr. Mary Post was able to help out. She was born in our van during transport, and we delivered the rest via C-section. So it was an exciting night, and we were really happy to have a good outcome.
Entirely, yeah. And you said that you got to hold her kind of right out of that whole situation.
Yeah, it became all hands on deck. So we had her in the van, and she got put in my shirt until the equipment kept in. We have to keep puppies warm, and she's doing good and obviously getting better.
Yeah, and she's been so adorable and very, very chill. She just got fixed a couple of days ago, and so she's kind of ready to go. Can you tell me about her and the rest of her siblings are all ready to be adopted?
So we have a couple of puppies out of her litter that are ready to be adopted. I think we have 3 at this point, but she is spayed. She's ready to go. Her adoption fee is $550, and she, as you can see, is a real sweetheart.
She is so nice. And we were kind of trying to figure out what type of dog she is. So what do you suspect?
So we know Mom was a pit bull. We're thinking maybe Dad might have been a husky. He may have been a shepherd just because of those ears and that face. But of course, unless we do a DNA, we don't really know for sure.
Yeah, and if someone's interested in her, how can they get involved?
So you can definitely contact us. All of our information is on our website, which is www.bfhs.com.
Perfect. And do you have any fun stories? I mean, obviously we had an amazing story earlier. Does she have any quirks or anything like that?
She is pretty mellow.
Yeah.
But everyone at the shelter loves her because of that. You know, she's just easy to get along with, loves people, and has a lot of fun.
Incredible. All right. So, and we should mention that whoever ends up adopting the pet that we feature here on Operation Best Friend, in this case, Beth right here, you will receive a $50 gift card to Paws Natural Pet Emporium. So if you're looking for a new best friend, Beth right here might fit perfectly in with your family. She's located with the Benton Franklin Humane Society. Liz and Beth, thank you so much for stopping by.
Thank you for having us.
So coming up on Good Morning Northwest, Senate GOP leaders have said the party is stuck when it comes to a decision on a deal to manage the crisis at the southern border. And this comes as House Republicans move forward with their plans to impeach the Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. That's coming up.
Say less, get more. Buy one, get one for $1. Choose from Bacon McDouble, McChicken, McDouble, or Hot and Spicy McChicken. Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Here comes Eli Young Band, live in concert.
Crazy girl, don't you know that I love you?
Friday, February 16th. Legends Casino Hotel, Chompinish. Eli Young Band.
'Cause love ain't you on a sidewalk in your New
Buy your
Jersey.
tickets now at Ticketmaster and Legends Casino Gift Shop. Don't miss Eli Young Band at Legends Casino Hotel, Chompinish.
Spectrum Mobile brings you our best deal to start the new year. Now you can get unlimited mobile for $15 per line. That's right, only $15 a month per line. It's our best price on unlimited mobile. Switch now and save over $1,400 for the first year with Spectrum Mobile, the nation's fastest growing mobile provider. Switch to Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for just $15 per line with no added taxes or hidden fees and no contracts. Call 855-204-1678 or visit a Spectrum store near you. With Spectrum Mobile, you get a fast, reliable 5G network that millions of customers rely on. And you get the fastest wireless speeds with unlimited data to stream all day and the freedom to text and talk all you want. Plus, nationwide 5G at no additional cost. All this for $15 a line with no added taxes or hidden fees. Start saving over $1,400 on your mobile bill now. Switch to Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for just $15 per line with no added taxes or hidden fees and no contracts. Call 855-204-1678 or visit a Spectrum store near you.
At Bruce Heating and Air, your comfort is our business. With over 30 years of professional HVAC experience for residential and commercial properties, you can rest assured your heating and air system is in good hands. In addition to providing quality heating, air conditioning, ventilation, and installation services, Bruce Heating and Air also houses a full-service sheet metal fabrication shop.
Now through March 31st, receive rebates up to $1,600 off on a new Daikin Fit system and thermostat when you finance through Bruce Heating and Air. Terms and conditions apply. See dealer for details.
You were nominated for Volunteers Count, and you won it. You've got yourself a $1,000 donation from STCU.
Very rewarding. It makes it all worthwhile.
She was just the perfect person.
Please tell us a story of someone you believe is making an impact.
Are you an experienced machinist? We have a job for you. Pasco Machine is hiring now. We offer generous wages, overtime, double time, full medical, paid holidays, and 4-day work schedule. Apply online today at pascomachine.com.
Here sits the McDonald's hash brown, the side that makes every breakfast sandwich better. Let's all be more like the hash brown.
Your breakfast favorites are even better with a rich, medium iced coffee for just $2.29.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Smoke City for Less. We are open 7 days a week with now 5 locations.
Right now on Good Morning Northwest, House Speaker Mike Johnson is set to give an extended border speech today after declaring a deal on border security officially dead yesterday. This comes as the Homeland Security Committee passes an impeachment resolution against Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. And meteorologist Tiffany Savona has your full forecast. Good Morning Northwest starts right now.
This is Apple Valley News Now. Good morning, Northwest, on your side.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us for Good Morning Northwest. I'm Jessica Jalal. The time is now 6:31 on Wednesday, January 31st. We're going to start things off with that weather forecast. Meteorologist Tiffany Savona has what we can expect today. Hey, Tiffany, happy Wednesday.
Happy Wednesday to you too, Jessica. We are halfway through the work week and it's a rainy start out there, so grab the rain gear before heading out. Roads are wet across a good chunk of the region. Rain starting to get closer and closer to Walla Walla, but we are seeing the rain from the Tri-Cities up into the Yakima Valley and the Kittitas Valley as well. Dense fog advisory in effect until 10 a.m. However, visibilities are actually improving thanks to the rain, surprisingly. So we're up to 7 miles in the Tri-Cities, up to a mile in Hermiston and Prosser. Keep in mind, that was below a quarter of a mile just a little bit ago. One decrease is into Walla Walla, where we have seen visibilities drop drastically. So some fog developing before the rain pushing in. 35 degrees right now in Pasco as we take a live look out of our Giza Skycam. The sunrise 7:21 here in the Tri-Cities. Traffic moving along just fine, but like I mentioned, roads are wet, so allow yourself some extra travel time. Temperatures are in the mid to upper 30s, so it's a chilly start. We're not going to warm up much today due to the clouds and the rain. So extra travel time, slow it down on the roads for the morning commute and the afternoon and evening commutes as well, with highs in the 40s. We'll let you know when the rain comes to an end, and we'll take a look at that 7-day forecast coming up. Jessica?
Thank you, Tiffany. In national news now, House Speaker Mike Johnson reportedly says a bipartisan border deal is officially dead. That's according to Republicans who attended a meeting with him yesterday. Johnson's office says he'll address the matter at length today. Amy Kiley reports on the politics around the decision.
I have talked to former President Trump about this issue at length, and he understands that. He understands that we have a responsibility to do here.
Speaker Mike Johnson is declaring a bipartisan border deal dead, according to House Republicans. Former President Donald Trump wants to kill the plan. GOP Senator James Lankford has been negotiating with Senate Democrats. That has Republican leaders feeling stuck, according to GOP Senator John Cornyn.
We ought to do everything we can to try and fix it. And if we can't get there, fine. But if we don't try, then shame on us.
Some Republicans are falling in line with Trump. They refuse to support any border legislation that doesn't meet all their demands. That's a tall order in a divided Congress.
Bipartisanship is the only way that action on the border is going to happen.
Republicans say President Joe Biden should use more executive actions to address immigration.
Our country is experiencing a full-fledged invasion with illegal immigrants encouraged by Joe Biden's open border policies.
Biden says he's done all he can without Congress, but he says the day he can sign a bipartisan bill letting him close the border, he will shut it down. I'm Amy Kiley reporting.
Johnson has said Republicans don't want to address other issues before passing border legislation. Senator Cornyn says it's unclear if that'll change now. The House Homeland Security Committee voted today to advance their impeachment resolution against Department of Homeland Security Secretary Alejandro Mayorkas. The impeachment articles passed out of the committee along party lines. Republicans and Democrats on the panel had debated the impeachment articles against Mayorkas for about 15 hours. House Republicans claiming that Mayorkas has committed high crimes and misdemeanors for his handling of the southern border. House Democrats arguing the evidence does not reach that high bar. Republicans ultimately ended the debate by blocking Democrats from introducing any more amendments. The next step is for the full House of Representatives to vote on the impeachment articles. A date has not yet been set. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, the safety of children on social media will be front and center at Capitol Hill today as several top tech CEOs testify in a Senate Judiciary hearing. And taking a look at SkyCam, 35 degrees, dew point at 34 degrees, and it looks like it's feeling just like 35 degrees. But meteorologist Tiffany Savona will have that first alert full forecast when we come back.
Operation Best Friend on Good Morning Northwest, sponsored by Windermere Group 1.
Have you heard? Tempur-Pedic sleep is better sleep.
With innovative memory foam developed by NASA, Tempur-Pedic mattresses reduce motion transfer,
Which means less tossing and turning so you can sleep undisturbed through the night. But which Tempur-Pedic is right for you? Come to Denver Mattress and test for yourself. Or get a $300 gift when you purchase any qualifying Tempur-Pedic. And rest easy knowing it's backed by our 365-night better sleep guarantee. Shop Denver Mattress today, your Tempur-Pedic elite retailer.
In the heart of Tri-Cities wine country, you'll find the Goose Ridge Richland Tasting Room. Located in the center of our vineyards is an opportunity to enjoy life through wines, hard ciders, Monson Ranch spirits, light bites, and live music at Goose Ridge. More than you'd expect, more than just a winery.
Do you experience persistent hand pain, numbness, or discomfort? Prosser Memorial Health board-certified orthopedic surgeon Dr. Sam Strebel specializes in advanced procedures including endoscopic carpal tunnel release and trigger finger release. Relieve hand discomfort with expert care and call Prosser Orthopedic Center today at 509-786-5599 to schedule an appointment. This is how we care.
Meet David Silva of Athena, Oregon.
You're doing something the others aren't doing.
He's an Apple Valley News Now viewer.
The folks, the faces that you have, they're friendly, they're easy to listen to.
And a Stacey Lee fan.
Stacey Lee covers the whole basin. It's nice to turn on the TV.
Good Friday evening to you.
And know that we're going to hear the weather at Walla Walla and Pendleton.
From the Blues to the Cascades. First Alert Weather with Stacey Lee.
She's there for all of us.
On your side.
I could point to you to do things.
If you point at me with that pipe, I'm going to point at you with a machete.
Next live, Ariana DeBose and Cole Sprouse.
Today at 9 on Apple Valley News Now.
What's your emergency?
I'm on a cruise ship! There was an explosion!
I have your location. Help is on the way.
Welcome back to Good Morning Northwest. Talking now about the effect of social media on children. Top executives, including Mark Zuckerberg, will be grilled on Capitol Hill today about whether enough is being done to protect kids and their mental health. Here's ABC's Lionel Moyse.
This morning, the safety of children on social media will be front and center as tech CEOs testify on Capitol Hill. It comes as lawmakers push for new rules to protect kids online amid growing concerns about child porn, sex trafficking, and drug sales.
The American people are becoming too smart to continue to trust these people who do it on their own.
The leaders of X, TikTok, Snap, Meta, and Discord are expected to highlight safety improvements they've made in recent months, including new security features and parental controls. But senators want the CEOs to support the Kids Online Safety Act, a bill that would require harmful material be blocked from children's accounts. The bill would also restrict access to the data of minors and would allow parents to better supervise children's activity.
When our children are online, they're the product. And addiction to social media is the business model.
Snap is the only app so far to publicly endorse the Kids Online Safety Act. The company is facing a class action lawsuit from dozens of parents who claim their children died after taking illegal drugs, some laced with fentanyl, bought from a dealer on Snapchat.
We delivered a lethal dose of fentanyl to our home like a pizza.
Snap had said it's working hard to stop dealers from abusing the platform. There's already a push for a change at the state and local level. House lawmakers in Florida recently passed a bill that would ban anyone under age 16 from signing up for most social media platforms. And in New York City, the mayor recently designated social media as a public health hazard, citing concern about kids getting addicted and hurting their mental health.
Let's be honest, right? They designed it. They know how to fix it.
Today, the CEOs are expected to emphasize the positives of social media, including how it can connect us and help children learn. Despite the concerns in numerous hearings like this, no laws have been passed on this issue since the 90s. Up next on Good Morning Northwest, as rent prices continue to soar all over the country, Washington residents demonstrated in Olympia in support of a rent control bill currently being discussed in the state legislature. And it's brightening up a little bit outside. Meteorologist Tiffany Savona will have more in her first alert full forecast, and we'll be right back.
Apple Valley News Now forecaster Stacy Lee.
We're constantly looking ahead for the next weather event, so we'll all know what's coming before it arrives.
And our local experience is the difference. First alert weather from Apple Valley News Now.
Always on your side.
Enjoy nature with McBee Mountain being a short hike away, and return to Anna Laurie, where every sip of wine showcases Washington's beautiful terroir. Try one of Anna Laurie's house-made pizzas where creativity and unique flavors change seasonally to pair with their delicious full-bodied wines. Take in the views of Red Mountain and experience the true meaning of farm to table, showcasing the fruit of the land and their efforts. Make your reservation to visit Anna Laurie Winery today.
Spectrum Mobile brings you our best deal to start the new year. Now you can get unlimited mobile for $15 per line. Switch to Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for just $15 per line with no added taxes or hidden fees and no contracts. Save over $1,400 for the first year. Call 855-231-7007. Spectrum Mobile includes nationwide 5G and the fastest wireless speeds with unlimited talk, text, and data. Switch to Spectrum Mobile Unlimited for just $15 per line. Call 855-231-7007 or visit a Spectrum store near you.
Danny was rear-ended by a semi-truck. Serious injuries.
The back end was in the back seat. There was nothing left of the rear.
Danny was in pain, and the insurance company was giving him the runaround.
Mariano's reputation and experience gave him an advantage over the insurance company that I didn't have. I felt very comforted. I felt like I was going to be taken care of, that I didn't have to worry about it.
The insurance company couldn't run around me, and Daniel got paid a lot.
He lives up to his reputation, which is somebody who gets results.
Call 853-2222.
See, Alice, it's snowy and cold out here, but in Triple Play's toasty indoor water park, people are happy and warm.
This is snow?
Right, she's never seen it.
It's cold and sticks to my feet. This
Coles!
Ah, look, she made a snowroid.
That is clearly a snow stand.
Triple Play has fun attractions for everyone, including bowling, ropes course, and many more, all attached to a cozy hotel.
Who is that?
My Aunt Shirley.
With K2 Vision RLE, you can throw away your distance and reading glasses. Plus, you'll never develop a cataract. Schedule a free Zoom consultation with us today. K2 Vision RLE. No glasses, no contacts, no readers.
Save now at Buy Mart with our latest savings book. Watch for it in your mailbox or pick up a copy in store. Save more store-wide on all your family favorites and more at Buy Mart, your Northwest employee-owned membership store.
Operation Best Friend on Good Morning Northwest, sponsored by Windermere Group 1.
From Apple Valley News Now, First Alert Weather with Tiffany Savona.
Good morning, and make sure you grab the rain gear this morning because the showers have pushed into most of the region, and now we're starting to see some light rain getting closer and closer to Walla Walla, but we've been seeing the rain over the past few hours in the Tri-Cities up toward Prosser, Yakima, and even into Ellensburg. And the rain is going to be on the light side today and should be pretty scattered in nature going forward. As we go up a little bit farther north and west, it is pretty steady up in Yakima and Ellensburg, and our Pasco camera showing the rain. Roads are wet. It's 35 degrees, but we don't have to worry about any frozen precipitation because temperatures are above the freezing mark, and we're getting closer and closer to that sunrise at 7:21. Right now, the visibilities have actually been improving. The exception was in Walla Walla. It looks like this number just changed from when I last looked at it. Now we're up to 6 miles, so visibility improving there probably because the rain is pushing in. We're still at a mile in Hermiston, but everyone is really at a mile or higher, so that is some good news. So that fog is beginning to dissipate. Temperatures are in the mid to upper 30s. It's a chilly start, especially with that rain falling. 35 in the Tri-Cities, 36 in Prosser, it's 38 in Toppenish, and 38 degrees in Yakima. We also have a wind advisory in effect for the foothills of the Blues. That includes Walla Walla up into Dayton and Pendleton. These areas could see wind gusts as high as 50 miles per hour today, but outside of this area, winds are going to be fairly light. So as we go hour by hour with our Futurecast, notice that the showers will continue. They're pretty steady this morning, especially across the Yakima Valley, and then they'll just be scattered on and off throughout the day. But the clouds and the rain will likely keep high temperatures down into the middle 40s, similar to what we've been dealing with over the past couple of days. 44 for your high in the Tri-Cities, 45 in Yakima. We may hit 50 in Walla Walla because rain chances are a little bit lower the farther east you go today. Overnight, a couple of spotty showers linger, but notice that there's not as much green on the map, so it won't be as widespread overnight as temperatures only drop into the upper 30s and lower 40s. So it will actually be a pretty mild evening considering our average lows should be in the upper 20s this time of year. As we take it into tomorrow, the first day of February, can you believe it? The showers continue again on a scattered basis, so take the rain gear with you. The better chances for that steadier rain tomorrow will be from the Tri-Cities and points off to the east, so especially Walla Walla and down toward Pendleton. The better chance of rain will be tomorrow for your areas. We're not expecting a lot of rain. Rain total should average between 1/10 to about 1/4 of an inch on average for many spots, with some isolated higher totals close to about 1/2 an inch. If we do see those higher totals, will likely be for our westernmost communities in the Yakima Valley and the Kittitas Valley. Your 7-day forecast showing that the rain chances linger tomorrow, but Friday, Saturday, and Sunday are looking better. Highs in the middle 40s, which is actually seasonable for the first couple of days of February. And we could see our next system impact us by early next week. Yakima, rain likely today, tapering to just a few showers tomorrow. Friday, Saturday, and Sunday looking good with another chance for rain on Monday. Walla Walla, the better chance for showers will be tomorrow for you. Could even see a few linger on Friday, but the weekend looking drier, 45 both days with another chance for rain in the forecast next week. Hermiston, a good chance for rain today, a couple of showers tomorrow, 51, and then we're looking good Saturday and Sunday, highs in the mid to upper 40s. Jessica?
Thank you, Tiffany. In consumer news, if you can't afford your rent, you're not alone. According to Harvard University, half of all renters in the U.S. are paying more in rent than they should. That's defined as rent using up more than 30% of your income. The good news is rent is actually coming down in most of the country. The median asking rent is just above $1,700, which is down $63 from its peak in July of 2022. And that's going to vary from city to city. But even in Manhattan, rents dropped for the first time in more than 2 years in November. Washington residents made their feelings on the rising rent prices known in Olympia, staging a rally on the steps of the state capitol. Lynn Wynn was on the scene.
5, 9, 6, 1. We won't stop until we won.
Throughout this crowd on the steps of the state capitol, dozens of stories from families struggling with rising rents.
Personally, my rent was raised $600 a month, and I mean, for no reason other than they could.
I was one of 8 grandparents that were issued rent raises of over $1,000 per month in 6 months' time.
State lawmakers are considering 2 bills, House Bill 2114 and Senate Bill 5961, which would only allow landlords to increase rents by a maximum of 5%. The law would not limit rent prices landlords can set for new tenants, but multiple people, including landlords and development groups, testified earlier this month, warning the measures could have negative impacts for businesses and discourage new development projects in Washington state.
This will significantly reduce housing investment, leading our state to experience declines both in existing housing stock like San Francisco saw and declines in new housing creation like those seen by St. Paul, Minnesota.
But supporters say they're pushing for rent stabilization to keep people from becoming homeless.
It's totally unacceptable that we have older adults who are choosing between medicine and food and rent.
Reporting in Olympia, Lynn Wynn, Como News.
We'll be right back with the morning sprint and a final check on your forecast. But first, a look at what's ahead on Good Morning America.
In this morning's GMA First Look, a new nicotine product gaining popularity on social media.
These products in the hands of adults, that's one thing, but in the hands of the youth with their developing brain is another.
Zyn, the Swedish brand of nicotine pouches popular in Europe, now taking hold in the United States with the help of so-called Zymfluencers on TikTok.
The discreetness is what concerns me the most, where a 4th grader can use it in the bathroom pretty seamlessly without anyone knowing.
While these pouches contain a smaller amount of the highly addictive drug compared to traditional cigarettes, medical experts say it is too early to tell what the long-term health effects could be on kids.
This is why we try to talk to as many parents and school teachers as possible.
And coming up at 7 a.m., what you need to know about Zyn and its risk for nicotine toxicity for kids. With your GMA First Look, I'm Rhiannon Alley, ABC News, New York.
Struggling with the highs and lows of bipolar 1? Ask about Vraylar. Because you are greater than your bipolar 1. And you can help take control of your symptoms with Vraylar. Some medicines only treat the lows or highs. Vraylar treats depressive, acute manic, and mixed episodes of bipolar 1 in adults. Proven full-spectrum relief for all bipolar 1 symptoms. And in Vraylar clinical studies, most saw no substantial impact on weight. Elderly dementia patients have increased risk of death or stroke. Call your doctor about unusual changes in behavior or suicidal thoughts. Antidepressants can increase these in children and young adults. Report fever, stiff muscles or confusion, which may mean a life-threatening reaction, or uncontrollable muscle movements, which may be permanent. High blood sugar, which can lead to coma or death, weight gain, and high cholesterol may occur. Movement dysfunction and restlessness are common side effects. Sleepiness and stomach issues are also common. Side effects may not appear for several weeks. Ask about Vraylar and learn how AbbVie could help you save.
Now, the morning sprint.
Welcome back. Time right now is 6:52. We're going to get to your first alert forecast in a moment, but we begin with a look at this morning's top stories. A bill that would turn animal cruelty into a Class C felony is on its way to the Senate. The bill defines animal cruelty in 3 different ways. Firstly, the person intentionally inflicts substantial pain, physical injury, kills an animal with undue suffering, or shows extreme indifference to life. Secondly, someone starves, dehydrates, or suffocates an animal, or exposes the animal to an environment that results in substantial and unjustifiable physical pain or death. Thirdly, a person is knowingly and willfully involved with pornography featuring animals. And when it comes to animal abuse, our minds might immediately go to something like dogfighting, but experts say cases rise in the winter because of severe neglect. According to the animal services manager at the Ben Franklin Humane Society, keep an eye out for pets that don't have proper shelter appropriate for the weather or don't have access to food and water, especially when temperatures drop below freezing. In a hearing on Capitol Hill yesterday, Eastern Washington Representative Kathy McMorris Rogers grilled stakeholders on what she calls a secret backroom deal by the Biden administration that affects the future of the Snake River dams. The administration says they want a partnership with tribes and states to restore the wild salmon population while increasing the species' resilience and providing energy stability in the Columbia River Basin. McMorris Rogers says she doesn't believe the dams are the problem and that breaching them is not the solution. Cannabis is legal to have and use in Washington. State lawmakers are now considering a proposal that would loosen the restrictions on growing your own plants at home. House Bill 2194 would allow Washington residents aged 21 and older to have up to 4 cannabis plants and any products harvested from them. The total goes up to 10 plants per household if you have roommates. It would still be a felony if an individual has more than 11 plants. The House Regulated Substances and Gaming Committee voted this week to advance the proposal. A recent study session on downtown parking in Yakima unveiled years' worth of concerns from the community. It appears the problem isn't actually a lack of parking spaces. According to business owners, it's that neither their customers nor their employees feel safe enough to walk even a block away to get to their car. The council voted unanimously to extend the moratorium on downtown parking enforcement for another 60 days while they work on a more permanent fix. Raymond Santana, one of the exonerated five black teens who were wrongfully tried and convicted for rape in the 80s, will be in Yakima today. Sponsored by the Rotary Club of Yakima, CWU, and Solarity Credit Union, Santana will be sharing his story with student leaders from Eisenhower and Davis high schools and speaking about disparities in the U.S. criminal justice system. The public is invited to a community dinner at the Henry Beauchamp Community Center tonight or at Central Washington University on Thursday night, and that's to hear Santana speak.
Good morning, and we're tracking showers moving across the region this morning. That rain starting to finally push into Walla Walla and some of our easternmost communities. It's pretty steady from the Tri-Cities and back toward Yakima, so take that rain gear with you. Visibilities have actually improved over the past few hours since the rain has pushed in, so I think that fog is in the process of dissipating. Visibility looks pretty good, even though the rain is falling in Pasco as we look out of our Giza Skycam. It's 35 degrees. Sun rises in about a half an hour here, so it should continue to brighten up. Temperatures in the mid to upper 30s everywhere, so we will likely see all this precipitation fall in the form of rain. Make sure the kids have the rain gear as they head off to catch the school bus, or if you're going to the drop-off line. Temperatures in the 30s this morning, only rising into the middle 40s this afternoon with scattered showers on and off throughout the day. Now, the rain should be on the light side for the most part today and tomorrow. Temperatures may rise to around 50 degrees tomorrow. Friday, we're finally starting to dry things out on the weekend, looking good. So finally, the rain pushing out just in time for the weekend. 46 on Saturday, 45 degrees on Sunday. Temperatures dropping to around the freezing mark as we head into the upcoming weekend. And it looks like our next storm system will impact us starting early next week, with temperatures cooling down a little bit into the lower 40s. And beyond that 7-day, it looks like the pattern turns quieter once again as we head toward the middle of next week. Jessica, we're going to send it back to you.
And thank you for waking up and watching Good Morning Northwest. Your local news is back tonight at 5, and you can always find our updates on AppleValleyNewsNow.com. Have a great day.